guys, it is Joy. Welcome back to Well with Joy. I am here today to talk to you about your health journey, my health journey, our health journey, and how it changes and how we can adapt. Now, I've heard it said that it's not what you do or what you plan to do, it's how you consistently do it. What you do consistently over time, not perfection, but not messing up good for perfect, making sure that we do what we plan to do to live a healthy life. So let me start with the beginning. I started about 6 years ago following a ketogenic diet, following that diet to feel better and to lose weight. That was the number one reason I started it, because I had just had my 9th child. I've given birth 9 times, and I had my 9th child, and she was about 5 years old, and I still had pregnancy weight on me. I had lost it, but it had come back because I wasn't losing it the right way. And I was feeling tired. I had some things I had to heal. And I started following the ketogenic diet, which I felt good on. I mean, it made sense to me. I studied it. And when I start something new, some kind of health thing like that, when I started it, one of the things I did was I dug into research. And so keto, following a ketogenic diet, led me to intermittent fasting. And I dove into the research on intermittent fasting and how it's so good for us, for our health, for weight management, weight loss, more so for your health. That's what it's focused on. It's a health hack with a side effect of weight loss. I think Jen Stevens said that, but it is something that really it is for everybody, whether you have weight to lose or not. It is a health hack. Studies have shown in rats, in mice, in many different people that how effective fasting is. And so I started fasting, and very quickly with the ketogenic diet, I lost weight. I healed all the issues I had. I lost over 40 pounds and healed plantar fasciitis and some other things. But what it did for me in that time, the fasting with the benefits of fasting, like a clearer mind, better focus. I didn't have the brain fog. I had more energy. With that came the desire to learn more. And so I found myself diving into study about my diet, about health. I also started studying other things about just being a woman and becoming who we were called to be. Studying scripture, so many things start to become clear to me, all based on how I was eating and how long I was eating. Just adding in that fasting and the whole foods changed my life in a way that I would never have expected. So it is something that I will look into, I will continue to learn, and I will continue to practice forever, just because of that, because of how much it's changed my life. But I've also noticed that through doing that, how many times or how many people it's affected. I see people reaching out, learning about fasting, learning about low carb, learning about the things that are healthy. And there's so many aspects to our health. That we have our physical health, and then we have our mental health, we have our spiritual health, and our physical health that we have to take care of. And so there's many aspects to a health journey. But I want to encourage you not thinking that you have to do everything at once. Once we decide that we want to address something, now I was looking for a way to lose weight. And so I found a way to eat and to fast to address that. But because I was addressing that one issue, I found that it led to me addressing other issues. It led to me healing different aspects of my body. It led me to having a desire and being motivated to learn new things, to take my life in different directions, to want to share and teach others. So one aspect of my life, because as women we have a whole arena, our life we have so many parts, but by healing and addressing one certain aspect, it really led to other areas of my life and growing and healing in other areas of my life, in relationships, in my call as a wife and as a mother, in ministry, in sharing wellness information, in being a grandmother. These things have all been affected, but it all started with one aspect of my life that I decided I was tired of. I was desperate enough to look for an answer and commit to that answer and continue to grow and learn in that. It has changed my life. And when we learn something new, like say the ketogenic diet or fasting, when you learn something new, you don't learn it once and it's done. It isn't like riding a bike. Riding a bike, you learn, You know how to do it, that's done. You don't even have to think about it anymore. And that is our reticular activator in our brain that learns a skill, and then you can do it without thinking. Well, yes, we can learn skills that we don't have to consciously think about and learn to do, but we have to make sure that what we're learning is something that's benefiting us over the long term. So sometimes we have to do a little bit of rewiring in our brain on health, on the way we take care of a certain aspect of our life. I had been before addressing my health with low fat, low calorie, staying away from things that were good for me because of something I had learned since childhood, and it was in my brain that this is how you're supposed to do it. But through fasting and through a low carb diet, my mind became clear, and it opened up to the possibility that maybe what I learned wasn't right. And so I had to unlearn that, because it's very hard when you've learned something as a child and through your teenage years, and you've even practiced what you've learned. It's very hard to unlearn old habits. So the process of becoming healthy and making our health a priority and improving our health really is something that you have to keep journeying towards. You have to keep learning about. You have to keep trying and failing. It really is. When somebody says their wellness journey, their health journey, their spiritual journey, whatever it is a journey. You don't get there and that's it. We are on a journey. And so there's many aspects, and there's many curves, and there's many hills, and there's many valleys. But if you're consistent, and if you're committed to learning new skills and new ways of doing things, reading studies and how things are being discovered about our health and maintaining our health and longevity, and making sure that we're not just existing but actually living life, is so important. So here on this channel, we are going to be going through the things that I've learned, mostly about intermittent fasting. You know, I fast every day. My fasting schedule has moved everywhere. I've done 18-6, I've done 16-8, I've done alternate day, I've done one meal a day. One meal a day is my favorite right now. But I do sometimes, like on a Saturday, I may have 2 meals a day. It all depends. That's the one thing about a healthy lifestyle, is it should be flexible. Know your limits, know your boundaries, but know that you are human, and sometimes we have to make those flexible, and it's all good. It's all good. If you're working and being consistent and doing what you're supposed to do, it'll all come together. Sometimes, and you can't look, you've got to stay in your own lane. You can't look at other people's success. You can't look at other people's failures. You stay in your own lane and be grateful that you can see the success of others, the failure of others. You can encourage some, you can cheer on others, and that you have your own life to focus on and just be better. The only person you have to compete with is the person you were yesterday or 5 minutes ago, and that's your only competition. And so as we move ahead and as we continue on this journey together, I would love to be able to share with you the things I'm learning. I'm learning so much about, well, there's so many things to learn about. There's the learning how to eat nutrient dense foods, you know, the ketogenic diet, low carb diet, following a fasting schedule that's best for different seasons or different times in your life. It's all so flexible and also wonderful to learn all these new things, because they can really help us take control of our health, because ultimately it's up to us. Nobody's going to show up and do it for us. It's up to us. But these things that we're learning, as we put them into practice, to be able to share, and that's what I love about this platform, is I can share what I'm learning and what I'm going through. And there's so many different things. Circadian rhythm I'm learning about, your microbiome that I'm learning about. There's so many things that affect our health and are so important. And one of the biggest things that I find that really helps me stay focused, on track, and learning to look at the science and just be in awe is my prayer life, my relationship with our Lord. To make sure that you keep that in the foremost part of your day and part of your life, because for me, that just gives me strength to address all the other areas of my life. And we have so many things that we have to work on or get to work on as women, as moms, as wives, as grandmothers, as mothers. That's one of the things I've been learning, is your mindset. I don't have to do anything. I get to do these things. And life doesn't happen to me, it happens for me. What am I learning? And I see that so clearly in these last few years, how I am learning about health, about maintaining my health, about repairing my health. And I get to share that information not only with you, but I get to share that with my family. My kids, when they come to me and say, Mom, do you think if I fasted here, this would help me with this? Or Mom, what do you think? What have you learned about fasting here? I have one son who is like trying to build muscle, slim down and build muscle. And we talk a lot about what he's learned with fasting and muscle, but it's just being that example that I can be to my children that is really something, but all comes from learning and then paying it forward, helping other people learn and to be able to take control and to better their health. It's so gratifying. But that's what I want to do here, is share with you the things that I've learned. So there's going to be a little different aspects as we move forward. I am in my 50s, different things that are happening with hormones and things like that. So I am looking forward to learning and sharing as I journey through this. So please stay tuned. Subscribe to my channel, and if you have anything specific you would like me to touch on, whether about intermittent fasting, ketogenic lifestyle, the exercise that I do, I make sure that I get 10,000 steps a day, and my children listen to me, and for Mother's Day they did get me a rebounder. I've been studying how beneficial a rebounder can be for lymph drainage, for energy, for clarity of mind, for bone strength, muscle strength, and who doesn't like to bounce? It's fun. So I'll be doing that. I'll be sharing that with you too. So I would love for you to subscribe, stick around, let me know what you want to hear in upcoming video, and I will talk to you later. Bye.